So normally I like how they play and then always focus on score more goals and but sometimes, but I think it was 85 minutes, so we had a corner kick and Fermin runs, was a sprint to the corner, and I said normally has to be a little bit calm, take the time we need to rest a little bit. But this is the mentality of the team, and we have a young team, and it's like, it's like how they play, and we score a lot of goals in till now, and this is the way they want to play. Always score, focus on the next goal. So it's really good to see that.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I do want to speak about Fermin Lopez because Chelsea are ready to give up 50 million euros for Fermin Lopez. This is going to be everything that you do need to know about Chelsea's serious interest on Barcelona's rising star Fermin Lopez. Here's the thing, Chelsea have always been huge admirers of Fermin, and now they're intensifying talks with the players' camp, and Chelsea have said you have 48 hours to make a decision. Once we do have the go-ahead from Fermin Lopez, then we will speak with FC Barcelona, because there is no negotiations right now between Barcelona and Chelsea, but Chelsea are very much ready to act. They want Fermin. They know that he is the future, and at the age of just 22 years old, Fermin Lopez does have a lot of room to grow. Barcelona are going to have to battle massively to retain the player, because I do assume that Chelsea are going to be offering Fermin higher wages and, most importantly, more minutes. Fermin Lopez is under contract with Barcelona until 2029, because about a year ago, back on October 2024, they did renew him, and as Barcelona should, because back in the 2024-2025 season, it was a breakout season for him. 48 appearances were made with 8 goals and 10 total assists, and he scored in 3 of Barcelona's final 5 games as they were winning the league. Fermin Lopez knew that when players like Gavi or Frenkie de Jong were injured and Dani Olmo could not be relied on because of injuries, Fermin Lopez did step up and he became an ideal player under Hansi Flick. I wouldn't say he was the best as a starter, but definitely the best when it comes to coming off the bench. He is somebody that can really solve the problems for you in a very hectic game. Fermin Lopez is a player that plays with a lot of heart because he is a La Masia product, somebody who joined Barcelona at the age of 12 years old from Real Betis. He went on loan to Linares back in the 2022-2023 season, but then exploded into Barcelona's first team under Xavi Hernandez with 11 goals in 43 matches. So you can see that ever since he joined the first team, whether it was through Xavi or Hansi Flick, Fermin Lopez always delivered. So it does make sense for a team like Chelsea to look at Fermin Lopez, look at his current situation and say, we have to buy this player no matter what. He is a top player, a attacking midfielder who can score a lot of goals. And I really do think that Chelsea were looking at Fermin Lopez's situation at Barcelona and they were saying, okay, right now is a good time to try and maybe ease the player into our club, because recently in a match against Levante, Fermin Lopez did not play. As a matter of fact, there was a reason why I did show you guys that video of Hansi Flick speaking to Fermin Lopez, is because Fermin Lopez was very frustrated knowing that he wasn't going to start, because in the first game against Mallorca, where he actually did start, he was taken off at halftime, and that is mainly because Hansi Flick needed to make some changes. He knew that players like Dani Olmo and Gavi needed to come in. So when you analyze the first 2 games of FC Barcelona, Fermin Lopez only played 45 minutes in total and not really doing much in those first 45 minutes. And I do think that Fermin Lopez did not take that lightly. He did not take the fact that he had to be a sub on the second game very well. Hence the reason why Flick had to really tell him what was going on. And I feel for him because he is a competitive player, a player who does not really want to be a second choice to anybody. But let me tell you, it is extremely hard to show your best self at a team like Barcelona right now under Flick, when you know that you have midfielders like Frenkie, Pedri, Gavi, who just returned, Dani Olmo, Marc Casado, Marc Bernal, who's also going to be coming back, who could potentially move Frenkie to the number 10 position in some games. It is immense. Like, this is real competition here. And that is why I believe Chelsea is looking at this situation and saying, this is the perfect time. He is at an all-time low at the club. Now it is the time to persuade him. It's all 4D chess here. Luckily, Barcelona and Joan Laporta value Fermin Lopez highly. Like I'm talking about, they do not want to let him go for nowhere near less than 50 million euros, which is the reason why Chelsea has started with this price. He has also been tracked by another Champions League club outside of England who have made contact this week. It remains to be known who that club is. Can you imagine if it was Real Madrid or something crazy like that, or maybe Atletico Madrid? That would be insane. But Fermin Lopez is very much highly demanded. Tottenham is also a club that would love to have a player like him. And let me tell you guys something. The fact that they're bidding 60 million euros for Gibbs White or for Nico Paz, you look at somebody like Fermin Lopez, we can all safely say that Fermin Lopez is better than Nico Paz or Gibbs White. So why are they offering 50 million euros for Fermin Lopez but 60 million euros for Nico Paz or Gibbs White? Fermin is better. Fermin should be worth 75 to 80 million euros. It's crazy how many European clubs look at Barcelona players and say that, yeah, we can get him for cheap. I honestly believe the reason why they're lowballing the value of Fermin Lopez is because they know that maybe Barcelona could be desperate for money, because as of right now, we do struggle to register our players. Now, there has been questions. Many have been trying to say, why doesn't Hansi Flick just let go of Frenkie de Jong if they really do need money? And we just revolve our CDMs with Pedri, Casado, and Bernal. Well, here's the thing. It has already been stated multiple times that Flick sees Frenkie de Jong as a cornerstone to this project. Frenkie de Jong is not going to be going anywhere. And Frenkie de Jong is very much committed as well to stay at the club. So as for Chelsea themselves, they have also been very busy, like bringing in players like Dario Esugo and other players. They have also sold some players to Dortmund. Chelsea are currently trying to make room to upgrade their midfield, and that is why Fermin Lopez is being eyed on. And the same thing goes with Xavi Simons. Chelsea are very much interested in Xavi Simons as well. So Fermin is not the only number 10 that is being targeted. Now here's going to be the last thing that I do want to say. Let's assume that Barcelona let go of Fermin Lopez. Let's just say that maybe we can get 55 to 60 million euros for his sale. What would you do after? Because it has been said that if they were to sell Fermin, it would bring Barcelona back to the 1-1 rule. And I'm talking about immediately. And we'll also be able to register all of our players. And to be very honest, with my delusional opinion and my delusional wants and needs, I would not let go of Fermin Lopez unless you can guarantee me that we can bring in a brand new center back. I'm talking about a world-class center back. I'm talking about a player like Bastoni, somebody who just had a world-class performance for Inter Milan yesterday. Like, that is how serious I want this to be. You let go of a player like Fermin, who is very much loved by Barcelona fans and Barcelona itself, you better make it worth it and bring in reinforcements for the defense. We have already lost Inigo Martinez, a captain, a leader, somebody who gave it his all for this badge. I do not want to do the same thing now with Fermin Lopez. We must sign new players if Fermin does leave, and it has to be world-class players. It cannot be just regular players from, like, let's just say Dortmund or Atletico Madrid or something random. But that is it, right? There is 48 hours. There is a timeline that Chelsea have given out, and now it's going to be up to Fermin Lopez, because if Fermin Lopez does say yes and he's willing to go to Chelsea, Barcelona is not going to block the move. Barcelona have made it very clear. Joan Laporta and Deco also made it very clear. They're not going to force anybody to stay. They value Fermin. They won't sell Fermin. And if Fermin does say no, they'll back that idea. But if Fermin says yes, they're not going to block the move. That is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.